Hey guys, and welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be doing a video on the Pro JBL scan, or the JBL Pro scan. It's basically a test strip that you use with your smartphone, which everyone's got nowadays. I do think it works very well, but we're just going to be having an overview. I do know the standard parameters for my tank, although I probably don't test as much as I should, but I do trust my tank, I trust my filter, I know the fish. You can always tell straight away if there's anything wrong with your tank. The fish indicates straight away. So I do rely on that, and I'm always in here messing, and I'm always looking at my fish every day. So I do know, but when I test my water, I always tend to be fine. But yeah, I'm going over the pros of that. I'm just going to be testing them against the Tetris test strips, which you do have to test with this colour chart on the bottle, and just see if there is massive differences. Basically, I don't know if there will be. I can imagine there will be the same for obvious reasons, because they're supposed to be tested for the same, but we shall see. I have used various test kits in the past, other strips, the old-fashioned drip and shake and wait 2 minutes for different parameters, obviously them ones. And I do have a Senai on the pond, which is like an automatic test kit which tests us every so many minutes. I believe it's every 20 minutes, but don't quote me to that. And you can test on the spot, so if you get there and the test was done like 20 minutes ago, you can just do to get a more recent test. But that's obviously on the pond, and obviously the pond's sheeted up for the winter, but hopefully come summer I'll do a review on that and explaining behind the Senai, and if you want a setup video I'll also do a setup video. But for now we'll focus on this. I have some water here. In fact, this might be a problem, so I'm just going to adjust the camera so you can see better. So yeah, hopefully you can see a lot better now. Basically there's the jar of water which I just took out the tank, the JBL test strips and the Tetris test strips, my phone for the testing, and the colour card which I've got on a white piece of paper to stop the reflection off the glass. And I believe this is just to compare the colours to the strip when your phone's scanning. So you first start by opening up the app, which you can see here. That's how the app opens. You've got quick scan and my analysis. Quick scan is just for a quick scan of the results, and it just gives you results. But what you can do with the my analysis, which is quite cool, you can add your tanks or your pond. So obviously, as you can see, I have the 500 litre community tank and the African cichlid tank. So I obviously start, because I'm testing the 500 litre one. I go 500 litre, click continue, and then it comes up with how to use. So this is basically just saying you press the start button, you immerse the strip into the water, give it 2 to 3 seconds, you shake the remaining water off, and then you position it alongside the strip. That's basically what the how to use is. So we'll go ahead and do that now. We'll take a strip out. That's just basically the strips. I'm sure you've all seen them, but well, that's going to be a problem. There we go. I'm sure you've all seen them. It's just a strip of different chemicals for testing your water. So we click start, and we drop this in the water for 2 to 3 seconds. We shake the water off, and then you put it along your colour chart. The bottom being the long bit, that is the bottom. Right, so the minute timer is done. It then pops up with this screen, which is basically a camera, and you have to hold it over the colour card and the strip. It's as quick as that. It scans the card and it gives you all your parameters. There you can see all my parameters. Hopefully it focus from the top to the bottom. As you can see, I am all in green. So yeah, we'll basically just go over it quick. You can also click details, and it gives you an advanced on what you could do to change, but I've got everything alright. And it is coming up on my water change day, so I'm pretty satisfied with that. It's definitely giving me a good indication. Once I get more plants, it'll be definitely ready for more fish. So my nitrite 25, which that's another good thing about this, if I can point out. When you're doing the colours, you've got colours in a rough estimate. This will actually give you numbers, because obviously the camera is a lot more sensitive than your eyes, so it can get a lot more accurate reading and give you an even better accurate reading than the one with the colours. So yeah, we'll just go over the parameters. The nitrate is 25, which is a bit high, but it's still in the green. My nitrite is 0, which is what you aim to be. My hardness, my total hardness, my GH is a bit on the high side compared to the whole strip, as you can see, but we do suffer with hard water around here, which is why I emphasise even more on the fact RO can sometimes do more damage than good, depending on the fish. Obviously, marine fish, I know you need it, and there is certain tropical fish where you do need it, but I think if you are to use RO, you should mix purified and RO, because I think you do more damage than good. But as you can see, I just use a purifier. My water is fairly hard, and I was breeding with tap water, so it just shows you like how sometimes it gets exaggerated how important it is. But obviously it is important for the fish, but not as important. And then my carbonate hardness is 10, which is my KH, which is also a bit on the high side, which is to be expected. My pH is right in the middle at 7.2. I'm pretty happy with that. The chlorine is 0. Like I said, I use a purifier, and I don't believe in dechlorination chemicals, because I don't see the sense in adding chemicals to get away chemicals, and I don't believe them chemicals can remove metals. So I think the accurate way is to use a purifier. Carbon dioxide is a bit on the low, but it is still everything okay. I would like to up my carbon dioxide, and I know everyone's going to be saying add carbon dioxide to your tank, especially when we want to be in a planted tank, but I like to stay away from trying to play around with too much. And I reckon once I've added more fish and there's more plants, I reckon that'd stabilise. But yeah, so that's the results over here, and they will be able to save to my phone because I've added a profile for this tank, which is nice. So I can always get back to these results and compare them to previous results. But we'll keep them results there, and I'm just curious on how this Tetra strip is going to do. So I believe this is the same. I haven't used this in a while. You just dip it in, wait a minute. I'll just open a clock. We want a stopwatch, just so we can have a timer. Click start, drop it in for a few seconds, shake off the excess, just leave it there to dry. So right, the timer is just about to end right now for a minute, so we'll stop that and we'll compare the results to the bottle, which is obviously why this isn't as accurate as the JBL. Or not as accurate, but this gives you more defined results. So yeah, I just fetched it a bit close for better results. I've kind of gone over, and it's pretty much similar to the JBL results, especially on the pH. The pH is the most accurate compared to the JBL results. Although I did kind of totally ruin the KH results by spilling the colours together, but that's my fault. That's nothing on this Tetra strip. But all the rest of the results came pretty similar to this in terms of the colours and the numbers on the JBL, so I can't really argue there. The only big benefit I would say to the JBL smartphone one is it saves your results, so you can compare them to previous results, so you can see whether you're improving or decreasing, so you can change whatever you're doing either back or to change to make it improved. It's also a lot accurate with the numbers, but apart from that, this does the same job. But I will highly recommend this JBL strip. It's quick, it's easy, it takes a minute. You dip it in the tank for 2 seconds, pull it out, minute counts down, scans it, the results there. As well, which is another benefit, come to think about, if they're looking after someone's tank or whatever else, you could screenshot that and send it them. This is the tank. Well, I don't know, if you're looking after friends' tanks, ponds, there's a whole other reasons you could do. But yeah, as an overview, I think the JBL kit works really well. I think we'll finish this video off with feeding the 500 litre. It's always a good thing to do. Yeah, just going over our feed quick again. It's a mixture of algae wafers for the plecos and the bottom feeders, as well as a sinking wafer, which is mainly for like the cories, but the plecos and the algae eaters also eat them, and the other fish that's feeding along the bottom. And then the NT Labs tropical food with just a bit of it ground up, just so the Tetra and so on can stomach it a lot better. I just tip it straight in the middle of the tank. Hopefully you can see that. which is another thing why I really like the NT Labs tropical food, is it floats and sinks. So if you have some fish that aren't quite as brave to go up to the top, or predominantly swim around the top, it's good food to feed. So yeah, that's it for this video. We've gone over water testing and what I do for water testing. I have been using the JBL Pro Scan for a while now. I always like to use things for a while before I say, oh, they're good, or yeah, I'd recommend them, because I don't want to be recommending something that's not good. So I have been using this for a while now. I do think it's fairly accurate, especially alongside your smartphone. I love the fact you can save your results. If you're ever talking with a guy and he's questioning results, you can show them straight away. You've always got them on hand, you've always got your smartphone with you. You never lose your smartphone. That's the thing with writing them down on a piece of paper. I always find I lost them, so having a smartphone is nice. But yeah, I'd love to hear your opinions in the comments. Maybe what you do differently, or why you wouldn't do it, or maybe something new to recommend that I could take a look at. I'm always up for trying new things. I have used Hannah test kits in the past, the electrical test kits, especially on the pond, but I do not have a Hannah unit at the minute, but I will be getting one of them in the future, because obviously in terms of digital, they're incredible test kits, and I will do some reviews on the Senai like I've said. But that's it for now. Like the video, subscribe, stay tuned for more.